Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Let me show you how to use rank in Mac numbers. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. So sometimes in numbers you want to rank the rows in a table. There are several different ways to do this. For instance, let's say you have a table like this where it's just a list of grades for students. Let's say you want to see who's first, second, third, and so on. Well, you could do that really easily without any formulas by just sorting. So I'm going to click here on B at the top and say sort descending. And that'll put the largest at the top. And you can see here that Mary's got 96, Jessica 91, etc. So you can see who's first, second, and third. If you want to have the ranking number, you could do that by simply using row. So I'm going to start a new formula with the equals key. I'm going to type row and then return and just return again, and it will give me the row for the current cell, which is a 2 because 1 is the header. So what I want to do here is subtract 1. Then I'm going to copy, double click on the header here for C. So I select all of the non-header rows in C, paste. And now I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Except this doesn't work very well because notice there's a tie for 5th. There are 3 students with an 86 and they are shown as 5th, 6th, and 7th. To do it properly they should all be ranked 5th. And then this student here would be ranked 8th. So while sorting gives you a quick way to do it, it's not going to be perfect. So instead let's try to use a formula. And we can use COUNTIF for this. What COUNTIF does is it will count the number of things that meet a certain criteria. So I'll do equals COUNTIF parenthesis. And if I search over here for it and look at the help, you can see it takes the array and a condition. So in this case the array would be everything in B. So I can just click on B here and it puts the name of that column, score. Then what's the condition? Well, I want to look for scores that are greater than that student's score. So in quotes I'll put greater than like that. And then I'm going to use an ampersand to append this value here. So in this case it would be scores that are greater than 79. And I'll close the parentheses. And you can see there are 13 scores better than 79. If I copy and then paste that throughout this entire column, you can see that here the top score has a 0 because there are no scores better than 96. So my ranking is going to start with 0. I can adjust that by simply adding 1. Let me copy that and paste that throughout. And now I can see that the top score is 1. The next best is 2. Let's sort these and we can see that these 3 students are all given a 5 because there are only 4 scores plus 1, 5, better than an 86. So it properly shows them all ranked as 5th and then the next student ranked as 8th. Now it's important to know how to do that using COUNTIF because we're going to use that later. For now let's go and look at another function that's called simply rank. And this does exactly what we want. So I'll do rank, and rank kind of asks for things in the opposite order. We want the rank for this value in all of B. And now we can see 14. If I copy and then paste throughout, you could see I get the ranking there pretty simply. Let's sort it. And we can see I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 is repeated 3 times. And then 8 after that. So this is the easiest way to do it. But what if you want to do a ranking that takes into account 2 things? So here I've got the score, which would be the primary thing for ranking. But for tiebreakers there's an extra thing here. Maybe a score on a quiz or behavior or something like that. So we want to take both of these into account. One way to handle that would be to add these 2 together in some way that makes sense. So for instance we can do the major score here and let's multiply that by like 100 plus the minor score here. So now you could see 7912. If I copy and then paste these all in, you could see it puts them like that. And now I can do a ranking based on this number here like that in this whole column. And now when I paste it in, you could see I get tiebreakers. So sorting would be like this. And you can see there's no tie for 5th place anymore because all of these, while they're 86s here, they've got different secondary values, and that's taken into account. Now let's say you want to get ranking but also by group. So here I've divided all the students up into 2 classes, a West and an East class, and I want to see who's first in West and who's first in East, etc. So the rank function is going to help us here. But we can go back to the COUNTIF function, and in fact we're going to use COUNTIFs with an S at the end there. That gives us this here where we can actually have multiple test values on multiple conditions. So the first set of test values are going to be just like before. We're going to test the score, and we're going to see what is greater than the score for that student. The second test condition is going to test the class here, and it's going to see if it's equal to this particular class that the student's in. We don't need to put an equals ampersand like that. If it's just equals, we can just have the value there. So it's going to look at 2 things. It's going to look at how many scores are greater than the score for this one student, but also only in rows where the class name is the same as the class name for the student. This is going to give us a ranking that starts at 0 like before, so we want to do a +1 here. So I get a 5 there. Let me copy and paste throughout here, and I get rankings. Notice there's a 1 and there's a 1, 2 different scores, but Mary here is in East and has a 96, and Jessica is in West and has a 91. So now that we have those rankings, we can sort, and we can actually sort twice. We can either use organize, sort, and add 2 sort criteria right here, or we could simply sort first ascending by rank and then sort ascending by class, and it groups all of East together, and we get first, second, and third for East, and it groups all of West together. We get first, second, and third for West, and it still handles ties properly. So there are 2 scores of 79 for West, and they are both ranked 5th. And this would work for any number of groups. So you can have 4 classes or 100, and it would still rank everybody properly. So if you have to figure out some sort of ranking in numbers, there are several ways that you can handle it. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.